Gotta clean up around here. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. I mean, the 3 or 4 of you that are actually watching the videos. Anyway, these are my personal picks, and many of your favorite movie covers may not show up on this list. They also may have looked different when they were released in your country, so let me know in the comments exactly how that makes you feel. Probably butthurt. And if you want to leave me a message to play on the channel, there are details in the description to do that as well. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, here we go. I really miss the days walking through my local movie rental place and checking out all the badass movie covers. You could tell a lot about a movie and judge its quality simply by the cover art and the quick synopsis on the back. In today's internet streaming culture, this is a completely forgotten skill. So, let's be kind and rewind to a simpler time, when your movie choice was determined by who got to the blockbuster first, how many copies the store had available, and how cool the box art looked. Here are 13 of the best horror movie VHS covers of all time, in chronological order. Let's start with a classic, Jaws from 1975. I like how simple but terrifying this cover is. Bruce the shark looks enormous, and simple doesn't always equal bad. You have the prey, the title, and the predator. What more does it need? Speaking of classic, most people could tell the name of this movie just from the pumpkin and the knife. Halloween from 1978. I think it's perfect how the pumpkin seems to slowly morph into a knife-wielding hand, letting you know exactly what's going to happen in this movie. Schlock to some, classic to others, The Evil Dead from 1981. Love it or hate it, you couldn't help but feel bad for the terrified woman trying desperately to get away from whatever the hell was down there. Should have saved the term schlock for this one, The Deadly Spawn from 1981. A classic creature feature schlockfest that gives away the look of the creature on the front cover, and its look is the perfect amount of campiness to catch my eye. This next one has got to be one of the best, Fright Night from 1985. This could almost pass as a painting in a museum rather than a vampire movie. The title font and creepy vampire cloud always caught my eye in the rental store. A great cover for an even greater movie. Talk about catching my eye in the rental store. Few did it better than Return of the Living Dead from 1985. I love the look of the zombies, and that crazy colorful artwork would make the perfect poster on a horror fan's wall. If you're in on the joke, you should love this next one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 from 1986. It's an obvious parody of The Breakfast Club, which came out a year earlier. I love when a sense of humor meets cheesy horror. Here's another one with fantastic colors, The Video Dead from 1987. This movie has a cult following, but I don't know anyone that admits to liking it. But you don't have to like the movie to appreciate the cool horror cover. Many people argue about their favorite installment in the Evil Dead trilogy. But most can agree that the cover art for 1992's Army of Darkness is pretty epic. It pretty much takes a ridiculous poster to match our hero's ridiculous ego. He's better known for The Lord of the Rings, but I'll always love him for this, Dead Alive from 1993. Although it came out originally as Brain Dead with different artwork, it's the US release and box cover that I remember loving. There's lots to choose from this series, but none cooler than this, Jason Goes to Hell from 1993. The cover really steps it up a notch by adding a metal mask, flames, and a cheesy snake creature. It pretty much has it all. This is my favorite werewolf movie and a memorable cover art to match, Dog Soldiers from 2002. If you're a fan of werewolf movies, which I am, you can see why the cover of this stuck out to me in the horror section of the rental store. I've seen a couple versions of this final cover, but this particular one is pretty damn cool. The Descent from 2006. I love how the cover looks like a skull from a distance until you look closer and realize it's made up of the main characters. You have to admit, this one's pretty badass. Haha, how mad are you that it's Friday the 13th and I picked 13 movie covers and didn't include the classic horror movie that shares the same name as the day?
Not cool, man. Not cool.
Sorry Jason fans, but the cover art for Friday the 13th didn't quite make my list. What else do you think should have made the list? Let me know in the comments below, or leave a message for me to include in a future video. Happy Friday, and I'll see you in another video.